There's no project too hard in your house or your yard. Try like us, cause we are the Attempters.
Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in to another webisode of the Attempters DIY. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Ashlyne.
And today we're going to be doing a project called Cooker Keeper, where we will be taking an old recipe box and kind of refurbishing it with a new twist, and also taking regular index cards and making them look antique. The materials that you will need for this project are an old recipe box, paint of your choosing. If you want to antique it, you can use brie wax and an old cloth or two.
Or you can get this at your local Walmart.
Cracked paint. You'll need 4x6 index cards and a couple different paint brushes. And you'll need sandpaper if it's unfinished.
Let's get started.
First, you're gonna take your 150 sandpaper and lightly just sand it just a little bit so that the paint's gonna really stick. All right, I have my box sanded down and now I'm ready to paint. I'm gonna use a sponge brush first just to get the basics. And there's no rhyme or reason to this because I'm going to make it look antique later, so I just wanna make sure it's covered.
Make sure that when you are painting anything where it would come down, that you don't let it dry down, because you'll have to like pry it back open once it dries with the paint on it. With my box, it came unfinished, so if you have one like that and you want it to be finished, I would do the inside first. Paint the inside first and then paint the outside last, so that you can actually hold it while you're painting.
Let this dry and then you're ready to antique. All right, now that our paint has dried, we're ready to antique. Ashlyne did it a little differently. Do you want to explain how you did it?
Of course. I finished mine already, and the first layer that I painted over the unfinished box was a brown, and I used spray paint actually. And so if you can see all the brown, it looks like I just didn't cover the whole thing. When in reality, I painted it dark brown. And then I took some broad brush strokes. I didn't use a foam piece like Lindsay did. I used a brush and literally just brushed over it, so that whatever you saw in between looked like it had aged already. Now let's see how Lindsay does it.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use something called brie wax, and I just take an old cloth, or this is a remnant fabric piece I'm going to use, and I'm just going to dab, get a little bit of that brie wax on there, and I'm going to go over it.
Oh, I love it.
Like this to age it. You don't need a lot. It's just going to make it a little rustic looking.
Tarnished.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of gets
And this is something that you can really just blend in. There's really no rhyme or reason to this either. And if you get too much, I always have another cloth handy. You can kind of wipe the excess. Once you have finished brie waxing your box, it's time to make 4x6 recipe cards, and we're gonna antique them, and Ashlyne's gonna tell you how we did that.
In order to make them look antique, you need to get some coffee or tea, a saucepan, an oven, which we had to do upstairs because we're in my garage. And you need a baking sheet to put them in the oven. Put your oven on low and boil your water to put your tea in and let that soak for a little while. After you're done with that, put the index cards in all together, and then once you feel like they're to a color of your liking, you can take them out and put them one by one on the baking sheet and put it in the oven on low for a couple minutes. There's no science that I know of to do this. You just have to kind of figure out when they start to get really dry. So they will start looking like this.
They'll actually start to lift off of the pan when they're about ready.
They're no longer straight down. They just go whoop. So not all of mine are perfect, and that's kind of the point. You can see some of the lines. If you are not interested in doing this, I found something really simple at Michael's. At one point, it was $1 for a whole pack, and it already has stuff for you. So if you want to make the outside, but you don't really want to do the inside, this is your best bet. They always have some sort of recipe card at a craft store.
Awesome. All right, this is it. Our final product, 2 different ways. Ryan, what do you think? Oh, Ryan, thanks. It's nice to not be in the kitchen for once.
Ugh, yeah, so hard. So hard.
For step-by-step instructions, make sure to see our blog, The Attempters DIY, and also find us on Pinterest, Twitter, and Facebook.
Have a great week.
See you next time. tuned next week when we do, sorry, cut that.
You're good.
Thanks for watching, and stay tuned next week when we, what should I say? You say it, yeah, because I don't freaking know.
Stay tuned for next week's holiday version of our Attempters DIY, where we're gonna make something for the holidays. You'll have to find out when you see us next week. No. No. I love to say no. When I'm like, not, it's not.
Nope, unacceptable. Why do you say no?
Because she doesn't
I don't
like
know
what
why I
she
say
did.
no. I don't know.
No.
It's like a knee-jerk reaction. No. Right now? No. Bye.